Shalom. Shalom, shalom. All right.
Yeah, Khan.
All right. So call Halam La.
Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai.
One time. Call Halam La.
Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash.
Yahweh is who people call God. Yahweh Shai is who people call Jesus. Double honors to the apostles of the Great Millstone Church. Salutations as well to the elder bishops. And salutations as well to the rest of you elders and Akim also the branches hold forth this true word for true life and all true faith and sincerity. All right. So we the Northwest Arkansas branch coming back. And yeah, man. Yeah, I know, you know what it is, you know what the call is. It's prophecy, it's edification, it's exhorting, so forth and so on. So we just gonna kick it off with whatever the brothers got. While we are in these times of the end. You got it.
Yeah, Khan. If you could, First Ezra chapter 4 and 38. Yeah, because as we come forth to preach the gospel, to preach the truth, and to continue what was set before us to do.
14 or what?
Chapter 4 and 38. It's like, yeah. So,
I got you.
it all comes down to the truth. That's what we dealing with when we walking out here on these streets. We dealing with these people. We dealing with ourselves. It's all about truth. You got it though, right?
This is 2 Ezra 4 and 38. It says, Then answer I and said.
First Ezra 4, 38.
This is first Ezra 4 and chapter 38. Verse 38. As for the truth, it endured.
Yep. So it's all about the truth. And as for the truth, it endured. And that word endured means that it's durable, meaning it's ongoing. It's the continuation. The truth don't change.
Meaning it's hard. It's rock hard. It can't be broken.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, you got.
Yeah. Yep. That's why it's a sure foundation. It's what ultimately everything is founded upon, even if it speaks lies, the truth still prevails at the end of the day. Even if people misinterpret it or go out their way to falsify it, it still holds its ground. You got it, right?
Got a quick one. This is 2 Timothy 2 and 3. Thou therefore endure hardness.
Yeah.
As a good soldier of Yahweh Shai Mashiach. So like the brother said, pretty much is something that can't be broken. Because to truly deal with enduring is to go into being made rock hard. You see what I'm saying? Period. And that's what we are to become. That's what the temptations that we and trials that we go through, hence as soldiers of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, causes to happen for us. But hence the trying of our faith.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why this truth, which is the word, which is these words, they are basically said to endure. All right, because they have been tried. It says the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is tried. Another quick one real quick. This is Psalms chapter 12, and I go back to that 2 Thessalonians. First Ezra 4 and 38. It says, Psalms 12 and verse 6, the words of the Lord Yahweh are pure words, as silver tried in a furnace of earth, purified 7 times. And it says in the NLT, the Lord's promises, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's promises are pure, like silver refined in a furnace, purified 7 times over. So it's tried, it's proven. That's why he said the truth, going back to it endured. So this 2 Ezra 4 and 38, as for the truth, it endured.
Yep.
For these reasons. So it's rock hard. These promises can't be broken. You know, the Lord hasn't, ever said and not made good on His word. But keep going for you.
Yeah, con.
It says, and it's always strong.
Yeah, always strong. So it's just giving you more defining of this truth. Because again, at the end of the day, it don't matter what anybody says. It's gonna be thus said Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's why this doctrine is so important. The scripture is so important to us because in a world where the wicked is ruling over everybody's heads, their minds, the truth is the very thing that stands no matter what. It tells you who these people are. It tells you where their mind's at. It tells you where everything is going. So it's a map for our souls to actually endure to the end. You can get that in Matthew 24 and 13. The Lord says, the brother get it, but that's the only way to make it to the end is through truth.
What you want, Matthew what?
24 and 13. Endure to the end. Yeah.
Matthew 24 and 13, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved.
Yeah, how you going to endure? How you going to endure to the end? And how are you going to be saved? You're going to be saved by, for one, first and foremost, repenting. That's turning back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and doing so in truth. You can get that too. He who served the Heavenly Father must do so in spirit and in truth.
You know, it's more on the second Ezra, right?
Yeah, con.
It's first Ezra.
Yeah, con. Yep. But yeah,
Get what?
serve the Heavenly Father in spirit and truth. In spirit and in truth, I believe St. John 4.
This is St. John 4. Go ahead.
But yeah, he who endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. So you're going to endure through the truth. You're going to endure through knowing and understanding exactly what's going on and actually not being swayed by the minds of the world, which is the rulers of this world, the devil. You got it, Doc.
It says, St. John 4 and 24, it says, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh is a spirit.
And that's important to know too, the fact that the Heavenly Father is a spirit. So ultimately, we serve the Heavenly Father through the Spirit first and foremost. We serve Him through the Spirit, and the Spirit is the way we actually are able to uphold against this world, because the flesh is weak. The flesh is corruptible. The flesh ultimately isn't going to get you there, but hardening your spirit is how you're going to actually maintain and endure. You got it.
And they that worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth.
See, so you got to worship the Heavenly Father in spirit, but back to that word, truth. And that truth is which is endured. It's what endures. So it's what's going to remain. It's what's going to remain solid. As you might say, somebody that you meet, like a person, they solid. They always, they timely. They always there. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. That's why the Lord is likened it to a rock, a sure foundation. But you got it. If there's more on there.
On what? First Ezra or Matthew?
Not the Matthew. The John.
Was
that was it. Yeah. So you got to serve the Heavenly Father in spirit and in truth. So through the spirit, but in truth. So it ain't no faltering, ain't no wavering. Yeah, but yeah, it ain't no lies of the truth either. You can go back to the first Esdras.
First Esdras 4:38. It says, and it's all. I'm gonna continue. It liveth and conquereth forevermore.
Yeah. See, forevermore. So it liveth. So the truth, it liveth. Going into what? The scriptures, the truth. This is a book. When we reading these scriptures, we actually read in life. We're reading about life, but we're reading how to live life. And actually these scriptures, when we ultimately practicing them and doing so, we're bringing ourselves life.
Slide out some.
We're bringing ourselves back to life.
Yep. Not too much.
What is that? The book of Ezekiel say, can these bones live? Those bones are ultimately, they're basically on their way out. But the answer to can they live is yes. But they live through what? Truth.
Not too much.
We living through truth. So these words, they come amongst us and actually give us life. That's why we're supposed to make this book real. We're supposed to bring the words to life through our actions, through our walk. That's what we're supposed to stand upon. That's what we are to stand upon. And if somebody can get that, Matthew 7:24, because the Lord said, whoever builds upon Him, you go to be ready for the times and the storms.
Take my spot, bro. Good.
If you got it, bring it out.
This is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 24. It says, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine.
So hearing those sayings, hearing the sayings first and foremost, and hearing goes into You're hearing first and foremost, which is ingesting it, taking it in. But ultimately, you're supposed to understand. We're supposed to understand what's in front of us. We're supposed to understand. Look up. We're supposed to understand what's in front of you. We're supposed to understand what it's about. So he who heareth these sayings of mine and what?
It says, and do it them.
And do it them. Doing is an act of wisdom.
Good.
That's an act of
Go ahead.
That's an act of wisdom. That's an act of knowing what it is and actually performing it. Because the scriptures tell you that in all wisdom is doing. If you can get that in the what is that? Yeah, the performance of the law. 20 and 19. Yeah. So your wisdom is seen in what you actually do. It's not what you just speak about, it's not what you know, but it's about taking that understanding and actualizing it. That's the doing. Bring it out.
This is Sirach 19 and 20.
Uh-huh.
The fear of the Lord is all wisdom,
Yep.
and in all wisdom is the performance of the law.
So in all wisdom is performing. It's performing these laws, statutes, these commandments, doing them. And all wisdom is the performance of the law. Is that it?
and the knowledge of his omnipotence.
And understanding, once again, that the Lord, his word, his sayings are what endureth, is what it is. It's the truth. There's not going to falter, it's not going to fail. We'll come back to that, but you can finish in that Matthew 7.
Okay.
Yep.
Matthew 7:24, it says, therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them,
Right.
I will liken him unto a wise man,
Yeah.
which built his house upon a rock.
He's going to be likened to a wise man, that man who's actually standing upon the Lord, having faith in the Lord, and doing. The Lord said he go liken him into a wise man who built his house upon a rock. That's that firm, solid foundation. Again, going back to that word, endureth. Something firm, something solid, something hard to stand upon. That's our Lord Yahweh. There's no wavering with the Lord. As he say is what goes on. The words of the book aren't changing. People change. But the Lord, he's the same. The scriptures tell you the same today, tomorrow, in the past, in the present. Just paraphrasing the scripture. You could continue though.
So I'll stay wide. Slide out, stay wide. But
You got it?
It says, Matthew 7 and verse 25, and the rain descended and the floods came.
Yep, because those rains and those floods are going to come. The rains and floods are the tribulations, the times, the things we have to deal with. It comes. If you can get that Sirach 13 and 13, that's what that is. The fact that we walk in the peril of our overthrowing, right? I mean, we walking amongst things that could destroy us, things that want to take us out. You got it, right?
Sirach 13, verse 13,
Uh-huh.
says, observe and take good heed.
So observe, you're supposed to be looking around, you're supposed to be realizing, taking a notice to things. And it says, take good heed, because these scriptures telling us what's going on in front of us, right? So we're supposed to be observing and taking good heed to the very things that we're reading. Knowing that it's true, and therefore our actions and our walks and our lives should be pretty much right in line with that, matching up with that, and ultimately growing and getting better in it. You got it?
Observe and take good heed,
Uh-huh.
for thou walkest in the peril of thy overthrow.
You walk in the peril of your overthrow. You walking amongst something that's looking to take you out. That's this world under the current rulership there is. It's a wicked rulership. The people who are in charge, they want to go on forever. So their mission and their goal is to keep us down and out. They want to keep you so-called black people in the wrong mindset. They don't want you to realize who you are. And beyond that, they don't want you to come into the truth and walk as you ought to be walking. They don't want you to see wisdom. Because look, you can continue reading.
It says, and the rain descended,
Because the rains are going to descend.
and the floods came,
The floods are going to come.
and the winds blew,
Uh-huh.
and beat upon that house.
And you the house. You're the house. Our houses are us as we walk, as we stand, what we have. So those things they gonna come beat upon you. So it's gonna be rough times. Again, we walk in the peril of our overthrowing. You got it?
And it fell not,
Finish that. Okay, and it fell not. Why? Why didn't it fall?
for it was founded upon a rock.
Yeah. So it's founded upon that sure foundation. It was founded upon something solid. It's founded upon the truth. The truth, which is what? Doesn't lie. And it continueth forever, it endureth forever. You can finish that walking in the peril of your overthrow.
Sirach 13:13 says, observe and take good heed when thou walkest in the peril of thy overthrowing.
Right.
When thou hearest these things, awaken thy sleep.
Yeah, when you hear these things, awaken your sleep. Because many of us, we at one point we was walking around asleep. We didn't know the truth. We didn't know what we was actually truly up against. We didn't know our lives was completely in danger.
Ice cream.
Yeah, but anyway, we didn't know our lives was in danger.
No, not at all.
We didn't know that our lives was basically, subject to what? These type of things that's happen right in front of us, distractions. Well, it's talking about ice cream, but we talking about the end of the world. We talking about protecting ourselves from the dangers that are of this world, and being circumspect and understanding that, yeah, although we walk and although we have times where, it ain't always completely turned up, these things are completely going on around us, these storms, these floods.
And if I can add, you gotta know how to walk in wisdom to other people. You can't be out here talking crazy, coming off of crazy energy, and then, while at the same time knowing these people at their wits' end. I did a lesson on that. A fool's mouth enter into contention, and a fool's mouth calleth for strokes. Only a fool's mouth. Only a fool will say some shit that should get him punched in his mouth. That'll make somebody want to beat their ass. To make somebody want to come up and be combative with them. Because how they moving, how they speaking, how they not thinking. You see what I'm saying? But the key thing that I want to point out, I pointed out in that video was what? Only a fool's gonna end up in that situation. And that could be anybody. That could be somebody in the truth. So now's not the time to goddamn not, again, be actually taking heed to the stuff we read. You see what I'm saying? Because you can easily be foolish. That's why, like the key thing the brother just said, if whosoever heareth the Lord's words and doeth them, he gonna liken to a wise man. Not those that's reading them, not those that's breaking them down, not those that's them understanding them, but those that's doing them, hearing them and doing them, because you ain't even gotta be breaking them down to be like somebody else that's breaking them down, to be deemed on the same level or even higher than them. You know what I'm saying? Because it comes down to who gonna hear it and do it. So these damn devils, people ready to move, man. So we gotta be walking circumspect in these times. We gotta be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. They're trying to do everything they can right now to paint Jake as the problem and the enemy. So we can't come off like that. Esau already damn, in his wrath. You know what I'm saying? But you got it. So that goes for brothers that's in this truth, that's up at camps. You know what I'm saying? We getting closer and closer to that second Ezra 16, that burning wrath that's gonna be, that's kindled over us.
Yeah,
So that means the fire basically already lit. It's just waiting to burn your ass. You know how a fire start and it start in one spot and then from there it's just wait for opportunity to spread.
Right.
So don't be flammable. You know what I'm saying? Don't be one that can make that go further.
Right.
Don't be one that could make that wrath outright come to you and quick. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because certain shit highly flammable. So take it for what it's worth. You got it.
Yeah, kind. Oh.
And then the goddamn police right here. That's another thing.
Yeah, you can read that again.
Sirach 13:13 says, motherfuckers be out here reading and ears closed, seeing but damn eyes closed, seeing but not paying attention, in other words, hearing but not actually understanding, saying but not doing, knowing but not showing.
You got it out.
And you see what they say, to protect and serve. Now what if they made to believe the main people they gotta protect everybody from is us? You see what I'm saying? Or people that look like you. Which is the narrative right now. We in them times. Trump just tried to declare the damn deploy the damn National Guard to San Francisco, but he called him off. He said he changed his mind. No, the Lord changed his mind. Because he like, Jake ain't ready yet. Because you got to remember, what's the reason why the National Guard is being deployed in the first place? For Jake, so-called being the issue in these cities. You see what I'm saying? Now, are we not Jake? Yeah, yes, we're Jake. You just got fringes on. And a lot of niggas got fringes on right now. A whole lot of niggas. Or used to wear fringes. And you don't, I mean, you not a nigga because you goddamn know the truth. You might be a nigga to the Lord. Depart from me, I never knew you.
Sirach 13:13. Observe and take good heed, for thou walkest in the peril of thy overthrowing.
Yep. That's the message right there. You walking in the peril of your overthrowing. And that's been going on since you walked on this earth, since you were born. The times are getting closer and closer to the end as we go. So it's only getting more and more prevalent to take heed to this. You got it?
It says, when thou hearest these things, awake in thy sleep.
Right. Because you don't want to be asleep out here. You don't want to be caught lacking. You want to be caught up in the very things that you being warned against, the very things that you warning people against, the very things that you reading that we know is coming true. Because we're reading about the truth and the fact that it endured, the fact that it's firm, the fact that we know it's going to happen, the fact that we know that through faith in the Lord that these things are true. So especially to us, because the Lord says judgment is going to begin at the house of Israel, to those who knew.
Got it.
Yeah, you can get that, and then hop back to the Matthew 7. Yep. The Lord, he going to begin with us. You got it?
He already began. He already doing that. Just did a lesson last night, an hour lesson. It ain't. Is he gonna begin with us? The brothers ain't even realizing this shit already beginning. Who the hell is the us? That's Jake. You're Jake. Real quick, get 1 Peter 4, 5 and 8 real quick.
1 Peter 5 and 8.
5 and 8.
Read
through 9, bro. What's up?
1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
So it said to be your adversary. Who is he talking to? Who's the your?
Jake.
The Jakes. You see what I'm saying? Israel. Specifically those that's in the truth. You see what I'm saying? That's who the devil was after. Who's the devil? The so-called white man. All right, Esau. Keep going.
It says, who
else? He wouldn't fight with nobody else in the womb. He struggled against Jake. He didn't struggle with Moab. He didn't struggle with Ham. He didn't struggle with Canaan. None of these forefathers. You know what I'm saying? He didn't struggle with the I say Canaan because Ham is the progenitor of the Canaanites. You see what I'm saying? Ham is like saying Shem. You know? There ain't no Esau and Jacob without Shem. You know? So that's why I correct that like that. But he wasn't struggling with the Chinese man, the Japanese man, so-called. He wasn't struggling with Ishmael. You know Ishmael came before him. He wasn't struggling with the sons of Ishmael. Let's say that. You know? He was struggling with Jake. So this is who the devil, being who that baby was in the womb the whole time, you know, was dealing with, was going against. You got it.
It says, verse 9, whom resist steadfast in the faith.
And he mainly won't, really that's like how I explain that, that's like a twofold way of looking at that, like in a way. Knowing this is going on, you gotta resist him. Because he's gonna try to get you through temptations and things like that. But then in the other way, right, this is who he want, those that's trying to do that. You see what I'm saying? Because he said, whom resist. So he want to resist, and this is who you need to resist. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Whom resist steadfast in the faith.
Because it say, whoso departed from evil, maketh himself a prey. Whoso. Go ahead.
It says, knowing.
I believe it says that roughly, but go ahead.
Knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished.
And it's the point. Knowing that the what?
Same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world.
That's the regular Jakes. You see what I'm saying? So it's after every goddamn body. It ain't no the damn It's beginning at us. It's gonna begin. It already. It ain't. It's gonna begin at us. Yeah. But that already done took place. You see what I'm saying? It's already going on. They just hit Canal Street yesterday in goddamn New York, getting all type of damn supplantants. You know, supplanter. All types of those are the. You know, Jake, man. Jake the supplanter, big supplanter, big Jake, big hustler, getting all the little hustling Jakes. That's who they after. Because why? They trying to paint that Jake is the problem. You see what I'm saying? Jake is causing the terror. So we already seeing this play out. It's been that them raids is being accomplished by by the devil when it comes to on our people that's in the world, on the Jakes that's in the world. But he really wants you. So that means it's already began, right? See that? You finished the verse?
Yeah.
That's it. You got it.
Yeah, Con.
Go back.
You could just hop back to the
Matthew 7.
Yeah.
Or did you want the first Peter 4?
Like, it's not no. See, one's just thinking we damn a broken record. Like
Matthew
shit,
7.
shit
Yeah.
happening. People gotta understand stuff happening. These people gonna continue on like ain't nothing happening because that's the prophecy. It's gonna be as the days of Noah before Yahushua came back. People talk shit all the way until the first drop came out the sky. You see what I'm saying? Going to that will turn into a flood. Go ahead.
No, Con, and that's on facts, because we know, like the brother just said, all the way up until the time that Noah entered into the ark, people was out here looking.
And you ain't gotta double down on that. You know what I'm saying? You can stay with your point.
No,
we gonna
Con.
pass it in a minute.
No,
But
Con.
You got it.
No, Con, but the fact is, like, they gonna be walking around looking like this no matter what. So the time's it ain't gonna necessarily look completely different. People go on, walk on in their own ways until the end.
It's gonna look different. It's gonna look worse. You know what I'm saying? People gonna still be doing this like they stupidly are doing now, but it's gonna be even more stupid because it's gonna be even more apparent. Like
The time, yeah.
y'all stupid for doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You niggas walking around with chips now. And niggas gonna be acting like ain't nothing going on, still talking about ice cream. Nigga, you got a whole chip
Fucking
in your
chip in your
hand.
fucking
You know?
bro. No, Con. Yeah, you can bring that out. All right.
It's a lot. Again, just to add to what we're going into right now,
You got
Matthew
it.
7, it's showing you they're not going to be founded upon that rock. They didn't take the time now to get founded
These
upon
people,
the rock.
and that's the spirit, because these people, I've been meditating on that for like these people don't have a clue what's going on. Because you got to think, if they did, they wouldn't be doing
They wouldn't
this.
be doing this stuff,
Yeah.
exactly.
They wouldn't be doing this, bro.
Yeah.
So this is how you know they have no clue of what's going on, bro. All that they heard shit, that ain't them knowing what's going on. They don't really understand.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
That's how you know a lot of people about to fucking die. And they ain't, look, and the majority ain't ever gonna know
They
what's
won't
going
ever
on.
know. That flood just gonna come. Everything just gonna come to them in the moment. It ain't gonna be no knowing. It's just gonna happen.
I got some real quick.
Go ahead, Doc.
The second Ezra 16 and 21 says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth.
Yeah, and again, not the point. We gotta go into it.
Right.
We stay on your point. But this is just to add on. It ain't to sweat, you know what I'm saying? Because the message still a message.
Yep.
The message on point. You know what I'm saying? This is just giving you examples and reasons for why as we go.
Yep.
But like perfect scripture the brother brought out. You know what I'm saying? This is the reasoning for why these people are like this. But that don't change the reality of, you know, this being some real stuff you got to deal with that he's bringing out right now. You see what I'm saying? So again, we ain't got to veer off too much, but keep going, Mahar. You got it.
Yep. You could see you right here in Matthew 7. You got it, Doc.
Matthew 7 and 24.
And the spirit gonna, let me say this too, the spirit gonna jump on brothers to do that. Brother may get hit with something, and the brother might want to support it. But again, we need to forget the initial point. You see what I'm saying? You got it.
You got it, Doc.
Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house. And it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock.
Yep. Your foundation is supposed to be that rock. Again, truth. We kick it off at first Esdras. If you could bring,
got?
huh?
How many more you got?
There's like 2 or 3 more. First Esdras chapter 4 and 38. I'm gonna read that real quick and then you can continue. It says, as for the truth, it endureth and it's always strong. So yeah, what we leaning on, what we built upon, if you built upon Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, understand it's a sure foundation, you know? And when these floods come and these times come, because that's what it's talking about, the times, the actions that the devil's gonna come down with, the actions that the so-called white man wants to bring upon you. White rock, that's crazy.
That don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't.
name something like that.
Yeah, and then that look like a damn mushroom cloud, the damn logo.
Yeah, it did look weird.
Yeah, but that's it.
White rock just made me think pure. You know what I'm saying? That
You can continue out.
Yep. Pure foundation.
Yep, exactly.
it says, and everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man
Yep,
which built his house upon the sand.
yep. So he gonna be a foolish man. He gonna be likened to a foolish man who built his house upon something they can't stand. And that's these people who walking on in darkness and not gonna know. It's gonna hit them last second and they go no. And to Jake, you gonna know it after death by pain that you should have had your damn mind right. And it's not gonna be an easy thing to take in because the Lord not gonna go light on you. Because he sent men out to teach, to preach, to be available. But you didn't take the water, you didn't drink. So therefore you gonna be left upon your own standing, your own understanding, which is imaginations. And it's the imagination given to you by the very powers and rulers that be. Who you get that, the old wicked imagination? One came as thou in to deceive the whole earth. You could just hold that. That's sort of off point, but was that it on that?
It's a little bit.
You got it.
It
And
says,
if you hear this truth and understand it, you're gonna be actually beaten or chastised more than someone than Jake's in the world. You see what I'm saying? Because you knew the will and did it not. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna be beaten with many more stripes, meaning you're gonna get your ass whooped more. You're just not gonna I can't even say that, because really, if you knew the will and didn't do it, did you fall out?
You said it didn't do it. I mean,
That's not a literal question though. You know what I'm saying? That's just something to think about. Again, if you knew the will and did it not according to the Lord, is that in totality or is that just when it comes to certain things? You see what I'm saying? Or is that, and if it's not just to certain things and it's in totality, you gotta ask, well damn, is these people he talking about automatically there? Yeah. You niggas that knew and fell out, did keep going, keep watching. You niggas that was reading, breaking it all down and shit like that and wasn't doing what you was supposed to do, the Lord gonna get you worse. Cause guess what? You would be likened unto a sinner then. You would be.
yeah, he that knows to do good and do it not is to him it is sin.
But that's Sirach, exactly. And that's Sirach 40 where the Lord says what? He says the same thing happens to all flesh, but 7 times 4 more upon sinners.
Right.
See?
Yeah.
And again, the sinners, like the brother just said, one that knew to do but
Luke
didn't
12,
do it.
48.
So them clearly them fallouts and probably ones that was tweaking on certain things.
Yeah.
But majority of those people he talking about is fallouts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just cause your ass still in the truth don't mean you ain't fell out. You see what I'm saying?
Right. That's those that crept in unawares.
Yeah, nigga be here all the way to the end. The Lord says it's gonna be men like that.
Exactly.
But you got it.
Yeah, you could finish it up. Mm-hmm.
It says Matthew 7:27.
So it ain't gonna just be Jake. So us brothers in this truth, you know, these sisters that believe, you better take seed, man. You fuck this up, you right with them. You know? Real quick before you end, go to Psalms 28 and jump to let me see it real quick. Psalms 20, I can get it. Let me see. 28 and
You can hold this too. First Ezra 4, 38.
Yep.
And we'll read 39.
Real quick.
Psalms 28:3.
Point.
Draw me not away with the wicked.
See? Draw me not away with the wicked. So you don't let me end up in that bunch. So how would the Lord do that? By giving you the truth. How would you prevent that? By taking heed to the truth he gave you to where that wouldn't happen. Keep going.
It says, draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity.
See? And with the workers of iniquity. What did the Lord say to those men? Get that real quick. I never knew thee. Real quick. Watch this. What did he call them? You know, many gonna come and say, Lord, Lord. Start at that point.
Matthew 7,
Yeah.
verse 22.
Go ahead.
Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord.
Now, how would they be able to say to him in that day? Because they knew the
Because they
Lord.
knew, exactly.
Come on.
Lord, Lord, have we
Because
not?
it say the heathens going to see the Lord when he come back, and they going to see that which they heard not.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name?
See? Go ahead.
And in thy name,
Yahushua. Because the people that see, those people that see the Lord and see what they never heard, those are the ones that stay caught up in thinking God was Jesus. Jesus is king. Christ is king. Jesus was God. You know what I'm saying? Them type of ones. You know what I'm saying? But this, the Lord out of his own mouth is saying these are the ones that found out about the true God through me, by finding me. That's why Yahushua said, my bad, not Yahushua, in Proverbs 8, Yahweh had it said that whoso findeth me findeth life.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And whoso findeth me findeth favor. And you can only find him by finding Yahushua. That's why he says, few that be Yahushua, that is, says, few that be that find it. So these are outright the people that found the outright true God. So this is how they're able to say to him, Lord, Lord, Yahushua, Yahushua. Go ahead.
it says, not everyone that, it says, many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord,
Go ahead.
have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name cast out devils?
Yep.
And in thy name done many wonderful works?
See, and they knew the name. The only people that don't care, they don't think the Lord's name is important. You know, though they may swear they know the name. And then you ask them, they say Yeshua.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
These ain't those people. These are the ones that knew the name was important.
Right.
Because the people that be on that stuff don't think the name important. You know, how you know his name supposedly Yeshua, but you keep calling him Jesus?
Crazy.
If his name's Yeshua, why don't you call him Yeshua? I know his name's not Jesus. It's Yeshua. Of course I know that. But you don't care to make that a thing because you don't know the true God. And that ain't his name. That ain't the true God. His name Yahushua.
Yep.
And the Heavenly Father name is Yahweh. All right? Read that same part you just read one more time.
Matthew 7 and 22.
Yeah.
Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord,
Yep,
have
yep.
we not prophesied in thy name?
Adawan, you know. Go ahead.
And in thy name cast out devils?
Yup.
And in thy name done many
Guys,
wonderful works?
Keep going.
It says, and then
Okay,
will I
just hold on.
profess unto them.
Nah, this is the
No,
point.
you good. Hold on.
What are you going to say to him?
And then will I profess unto them,
Come on.
I never knew you.
Go ahead.
Depart from me,
What?
ye that work iniquity.
Depart from me what?
Ye that work iniquity.
Read that one time.
Psalms 28:3. Draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity.
See? See? So that's it. He basically saying those that knew gonna end up in the batch with the rest of the jakes getting that damn the same as knowing after death by pain judgment.
Exactly.
Getting that dang, you know, that work. You got it.
It says, will speak peace to their neighbors,
See?
but mischief is in their hearts.
See? Bringing it out, breaking it down, but you a nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You ain't trying, you ain't striving, you ain't fighting. Go ahead.
It says, give them,
You want to be a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to mortify the flesh. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody putting off the old man and his deeds, his conversation, all that. But you got mothers that ain't really even into that. Al-Azhar. This nigga on the damn internet talking about some goddamn, you niggas gonna die tonight. Y'all let y'all get caught on that block tonight, cuz y'all gonna get aired out. You know what I'm saying? They caught his ass. He put the shit on the internet. You know, because the Lord done gave him over that reprobate mind because he didn't like to retain the knowledge of Yahweh Shemir outside in his thoughts. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm tired of this. We cosplaying anyway. We ain't getting nowhere. So the Lord said, word? So he just gave him over to that shit. Now that nigga, I'm going to play the video too. Go ahead. You can finish just the verse.
Yep. It says, that was it.
That's it?
Yeah,
You can read it one more time then.
It says, draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, will speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts.
Check this out.
So you can finish that. Grab
And this
First
kind of
John
old
2
came
and
out a
28.
week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. Brother did a video on the Saints of Jersey.
3 you got it.
We just jump straight to it.
You said the 3?
No, this the we just close out here. Whatever else I thought, I don't even fit.
1 second.
37?
38 to 40.
37?
38 through 40. 38, started 38.
Who's what was it again?
First, yeah.
37.
No, not Cyrac. First edge is 4.
There we go.
You want me to start from the 10?
This him now. This Alizar.
You know? Do this for my young niggas, and they ain't getting no pat down. Cause you know they got it. Fucking they talking about switch the whole shit. You gotta switch in the swing.
He said switch the whole shit.
Do this for my young niggas, and they ain't getting no pat down. Cause you know they got it. Fucking they talking about switch the whole shit. You gotta switch in the swing. Apple's gonna do this for my young niggas, and they ain't getting no pat down. Cause you know they got it. Fucking they talking about switch the whole shit.
talking about ties, bro.
You know, this hit my young nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? We still in the field. We finna spin back tonight, too. Nigga, they know what time
He
it
said we
is.
finna spin back tonight. We finna kill y'all. This Alizar, bro.
You know, this hit my young nigga, man. And, you know what I'm saying? We still in the field. We finna spin back tonight, too. Nigga, they know what time it is over there. So many niggas. Hey, look out, nigga. Them niggas better move. Nigga, they better move houses. We finna kill so many niggas tonight, cuz. If they still in the apartments tonight, cuz, a nigga getting a toe tag. I promise you, nigga. Way worse.
In my head, like,
He said if a nigga
He's all
still in them
types- he's all
apartments
types of
tonight,
shit.
a
It's
nigga
serious,
getting no
though.
toe tags. You know what I'm saying?
Shit crazy.
They ain't getting no pat down. Apple for you brothers, man. Got it. Fucking they talking about switch the whole shit. You gotta switch in the swing. Apple's gonna do this for my young niggas, and they ain't getting no pat down. Cause you know they got it. Fucking they talking about switch the whole shit. You gotta switch in the swing. You know, this hit my young nigga, man. And, you know what I'm saying? We still in the field.
Said they switched him up. Look, the nigga got shot.
Goofy as hell, bro.
Oh, this crazy.
It's fucking, no, it's just nuts, bro. Like, wow. Wow.
Nigga out here murdering niggas now. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? That's why you can't, you
Completely.
ain't supposed to have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. But this is what happens when you say the people you was with cosplaying.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The Lord like gave him over to
Yeah,
that
he
shit.
like, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Now he don't even know what he doing. You know, this just came out like a couple weeks ago. But that's it, you got it.
Man.
So
Man.
that's an example of everything we talking about. So that's, if you read it one more time,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Right.
Psalms 30, 28, 28, 3. Then that's it.
Psalms chapter 28, verse 3, it says, draw me not away with the wicked.
See, draw me not away with the wicked, because that happens to brothers and sisters. They get put back in that crowd.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
That's why it's a metal knot,
With them there, give them, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep going.
it says, draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors,
Right? He
But-
once did that. Come on.
but mischief is in their hearts.
So clearly, when he was in this what he was doing
yeah,
through in his head.
exactly.
Because he was playing both sides of the, fence
Whole
anyway.
time, yeah.
Come on.
That's it.
Fake ass street nigga. Yeah, that's it, man. So you don't want to be drawn away with the workers of iniquity. That's a prayer. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get put with them, which the Lord said a lot of people in this truth will, you going to get that damn judgment. You know what I'm saying? That they get. Judgments begin at the house of God. So guess what? His ass might get hit in the raid. In the first phases of this raid shit they got going on, aka the rounds up. So you go ahead and end it what you had, Mark.
Yeah, you got it. You can
Right.
finish that 7.
Then whoever.
I just got a few more, yeah.
This is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 27. It says, and the rains descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell.
Yep, that house go fail. It's gonna fall. It's gonna fall through because it's not founded upon the truth.
And that's why you gotta be real with yourself. You can't be sitting around here telling people this shit, but you ain't telling yourself this shit. When you actually going off, you ain't like, man, I'm tweaking. You know what I'm saying? I'm lukewarm. I need to get back hot. You just constantly doing the same bullshit. Slide out some. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. This is why the Lord, Again, he not telling this to Jakes in the damn world. You know what I'm saying? He like, man, don't let this be you. Because it's Jakes that's never ever gonna hear an ounce of this, if you will. You know? They gonna get a speck of it and that's it. Got told, that's it.
Got told and keep it moving. You finished that?
It says,
Mm-hmm.
and it fell, and great was the fall of it.
Yep.
How can something that was never built fall? You know, of course something that was built, wasn't built by the Lord gonna fall.
Right.
You know, but truly it was never built in the first place.
Right.
So how the hell, you know, so it's really talking about those that, you know, came into this. You got it.
Yep. You could get that. You just hop back to the first Esdras.
This first Esdras 4 and 38.
Uh huh.
As for the truth, it endureth.
As for the truth, it endured. So truth endured. We just got a perfect example. The truth enduring, even though men fall out and on their own path. The truth's still the truth. No matter how much truth you knew at one moment, and you put it to the side, the Lord allowed you to be taken over to a reprobate mind, which is a mind who knows but ultimately does the opposite. The truth still endures.
But
It's the
that-
same.
Yeah, but the point is you know, that was already declared before that happened to him. You see? So the truth undefeated.
Yep. Completely undefeated.
So don't be another example of something you hearing about as if the truth don't endure. You see what I'm saying? You got it.
You got it out.
It says, as for the truth, it endureth and is always strong.
Always strong. Yep.
It says, it liveth and conquereth forevermore.
So the truth it liveth and it conquereth forevermore. So until the end and the depletion of this thing and onto the world that's to come, which is the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and governed by Israel in our correct state of mind, the truth still is going to hold down the same. It's going to be the same. It's going to hold the same weight. You got it?
With her, there is no accepting of persons or rewards.
Yeah, so don't come down to the things you have done, the things that you known for. It's coming down to the things that you doing right now. And if you are continuing, and if you just gonna say something, you got it.
Yeah, basically it's telling. It's showing you that the truth it gave. What it's telling you is the truth gave is laid out for how this thing go. So if you come into this and not take heed to all the examples, as if those that came in and basically did the same thing didn't end up with the same result that the truth told them, you're gonna end up in the same fucking situation. It don't matter who you is. So that's why it says, read that verse one more time.
It says, verse.
And not saying you going off, but to, you know, keep it clear, you know? Go ahead.
First Esdras 4 and 39.
Uh-huh.
With her, there is no accepting of persons.
That's why it says where her ain't no accepting the persons. How it tell you how wisdom deal with men, how you get wisdom. It says if he go against her, she gonna give him over to his ruin.
Right.
You think like nigga, this always been how this worked before you even heard about wisdom. God having the wisdom. It's all in the Bible. Before you came into the truth, hella men had already like became further modern day examples about it. It was no respect of persons with them. It didn't matter how many men they led, how big their beard was. It didn't matter how much money they had. It didn't matter, you know what I'm saying? It didn't matter if they was quiet and short or some shit. You know what I'm saying? If your ass defied this truth, that's undefeated. You know? That has this thing only being able to be successfully done the way it says it's successfully done. You gonna be another example, bro, and it ain't no respect of persons. Keep going.
With her, there is no accepting of persons or rewards.
And that's what Alazar done fucked around and I can't even say he found out. Cause he don't even know who he is no more. You think he home?
Hell no.
You would tell him like, bro, you know he fell out and he ain't gonna hear that shit. Cause he a nigga now. It's like he never knew. You know? That's what's so scary about it. In his mind, he probably think, no, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? He like a drunk person. You got it?
It says, with her, there is no accepting of persons or rewards. But she doeth the things that are just and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things.
You got it.
God.
And all men do well and all men do well like of her works.
Yep. So you do well in the truth. You do well doing the truth.
What about this thing, how it's laid out? There's only one way to go about this. Can't nobody finesse. You can't supplant this, Jake.
Yep. Ain't no coming
That's
up all
what
the
that
way.
lesson I just did through the spirit last night was about. Jake think, like I tell you, how it said, wherefore do my people not come unto you? You got any more?
I was just gonna read 40. That's the next verse. That's it.
Go ahead, you got it.
You can read that. Go ahead.
1 Esdras 4:40. Neither in her judgment is any unrighteousness, and she is the strength, kingdom, power, and majesty of all ages.
Yeah, so it's unchanging. Once again, going back to that, endure it. And this is, again, simply put, truth. The truth is undefeated. You can finish right there.
Blessed be the God of truth, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah.
Yeah, so blessed be Yahweh Bashem
Why is
Yahweh.
he blessed? Because he's able to tell you how this thing go. You know what I'm saying? How it's going to end. The outcome of things. That's why he's blessed. Because like, damn, you really knew, like, if I was to do that, that would happen. Damn. People don't know that. But that's why he tell you. And guess what? Niggas still try to go on and defy this and act like the scriptures talk about some other shit. They ain't talking about that. You see what I'm saying? Or it ain't. He ain't gonna really spew you out. You know what I'm saying?
You should not surely die.
That shit, man. Like, no, bro. You know? That's what it's talking about. And it goes as far as the prophecies. Every time the Lord said, look, man, you do this, this is gonna happen. Look, I'm gonna do this. That's what that's talking about. And he didn't give a fuck who was ruling, who hadn't really ruled all the way. He didn't give a fuck Solomon ruled. He didn't give a fuck about none of that, bro. He didn't give a fuck. He gave the damn earth to that chosen Adam. He flooded the bitch. He flooded that shit right after that. He flooded the whole earth after he set Adam up in the garden. Like it wasn't nothing. Cause he told him, he like, look, don't eat that. If you do, you gonna die. You know what a nigga try to do? Defy like it's respect of persons. You see what I'm saying? So it shows you throughout all the different time periods of history, truth endured. It's rock hard. It don't give in to you. It's not soft. It's gonna get your ass up out of here. You fucked up, you gonna get that repercussion. You gonna get chastised. You know? You a heathen, you a Edomite, you going into slavery, bro. He said, spirit, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen. Expect hella babies to get put to death.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? The truth endures, bro. Meaning it work how it tell us to work and don't expect none less or else. That's it.
Kind. Yeah, that was it, little brother.
Okay. Right. Grab John 10. Start at the top. Yeah. Or Shalaki, 1 second.
Mom's gotta, that's why we gotta keep learning. Alazar, he thought he hit the pinnacle, you know what I'm saying? And now look, it's like he never knew nothing. It's like he never knew nothing, bro. You go back to a gun, a switch, a bunch of corruptible niggas now. Nigga got his arm in the sling. Let no man take that crown, bro. And that crown is wisdom. It's not a fucking crown. It's not gold and shit. You know what I'm saying? Knowing you royal. It's fucking wisdom, bro.
It's 22. But
Knowing a crown. You gonna get a goddamn crown. Don't let nobody take you out of,
yeah.
the good position that you got.
Brother go first, so we got it.
Whenever you're ready.
Huh? Yeah. You got it. Go ahead. Start 22.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 10, and verse 22. It says, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
You know what, Salah? Started. Yeah. Shoot. Started 21.
That's 21?
Yeah, 21 is cool.
Matthew chapter 10 and verse 21, it says, and the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the child shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death.
Yeah, Khan. And these are the things that we're gonna start seeing in these times. You know, like how the brother was saying, these are gonna look worse because of how plagued people are in the mind, to where they so caught up asleep trying to live this fantasy as in the days of Noah, mocking the truth.
Put it on the other side.
Mocking the truth. You're gonna see a whole different side of wickedness, you know, and it's gonna be closer to you than you what you see now, you know. The Lord said that he set up, you know what I'm saying, a son against the father, a daughter against the mother, you know. It's gonna be those of your household that's gonna be against you, you know. That's okay, Salakia. And these are the things that you're gonna start seeing, you know, in those times. But yet, this is a part of being with the Lord and being of the Lord, and you turning away from this world that's not set up for you but against you. You know, you can continue.
Matthew chapter 10 and verse 22, it says, "And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But he that endureth to the end shall be saved."
You see, we gonna be hated. That's a part of the process, you know. But you want to rather be hated for righteousness' sake than for wickedness, you know. Because the example that the brother just showed, you know what I'm saying, with Gorilla Hebrew, you know what I'm saying, Al-Azhar, he gonna be hated for wickedness' sake, because he chose to mock the Lord and mock what it is to actually follow the Lord, to go through that straight and narrow, to be founded upon the actual rock. You know? You can read that again.
Yeah, Matthew chapter 10 and verse 22.
John 15,
"And ye shall be hated of
18.
all men for my name's sake. But he that endureth to the end shall be saved."
You see? You're going to be saved as long as you continue to do what you got to do now, which is get yourself prepared. Take heed to the words that's being professed and being pushed forth by, you know, the men on these streets, right? Specifically, those that are following, you know, the teachings of the great millstone, you know, starting with the elder apostles and bishops on down, right? That are not caught up in this world, aren't looking to abuse this world. And looking to teach the traditions of men, you know, the wickedness of this world. We're not trusting in man's wisdom, but the Lord's wisdom, right? And with you doing that and rejecting the things of this world, you gonna be hated, you know. Real quick, you got it.
So, St. John 15:18, "If the world hates you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you."
You see, and I want to say it's 1 John 2 and 6 when they talk about, you know, those that believe in the Lord, you know, they walk as Yahushua walked, you know. So if you're being persecuted for righteousness' sake, you know, then you know the same thing happened with Yahushua, you know. But he going on to tell you this to let you know this is a part of the process, you know, and not to falter, not to turn away from it, you know, but to endure. That's what you see in Sirach, the 2nd chapter. You can continue.
It says, "If you were of the world would love his own."
You see, if you were of the world would love its own. But this world is set up by the wicked, and it's in the process of falling, right? And with it being in the process of falling, they looking to try to take everybody they can with them. You know what I'm saying? On their way out. That's what that 1 Peter 5 and 8 go on to show you, right? He looking to devour anybody he can, specifically those that resist. You know what I'm saying? Being within the faith. You know, starting with us first. You got to continue.
It says, "If you were of the world would love his own."
You see, and what's so spiritual about it is he targeting, like the brother was going on to say, he targeting us, but also those that are in the world. You see, So regardless on whether or not this place is out of here, you know, everybody just in a fantasy, a fairy tale, looking to believe in an illusion, because they don't want to deal with the truth. They'd rather reject it, right? That's not what we are to be doing. That's not what we want to do. We looking for salvation, right? And that comes with building yourself up to be able to take on, you know, being hated, being persecuted. But again, for righteousness' sake, for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Not for Jesus Christ, not for Yeshua, right? Yahweh Shai, because that's his true name, right? You can continue.
It says, but because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you.
You see, the world gonna hate you. That's a part of the process. You supposed to expect this, right? But you supposed to move accordingly. Move being circumspect, right? Not moving in a way to where you bringing, you bringing trouble to yourself. You know, we already in the midst of Jacob's trouble. So this is a time to begin yourself prep, staying out the way, and looking to move, you know what I'm saying, when the spirit moves you to, you know. You got to continue.
It says, remember the word that I said unto you. The servant is not greater than his Lord.
Yep.
If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you.
Mm-hmm.
If they kept my sayings, they will keep yours also.
Yep. And that's what you're gonna start seeing, right? They targeting a slew of different Jake, northern and southern kingdom, right? They looking to try to paint us as the issue, as the problem, specifically us, you know. So that's why during this time, while we still got it, to be making sure that we staying on point how we need to, moving how we supposed to, you know. You can continue. What's it? You can end it in 21.
It says, but all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake. It says, because they know not him that sent me.
You see, they don't know the Lord. They don't truly know the Lord. They don't know Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai in the way that they supposed to, right? And that's what you see with men that fall out, men that knew the truth, you know what I'm saying, but go on to reject it, to turn away from doing the work, right? Men that's like Al-Azhar, you know, slew different examples, right? You got that, 23.
Yeah. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 23, it says, but when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come.
Yeah, see? So a part of the process, you staying out the way, you know? You looking to preserve yourself from the wickedness that's coming, from the vengeance of the Lord that's coming. You're not looking to get caught in the crossfire, you know? Or you sitting and being among sinners, you know? Those that are of the fruits of unrighteousness, you know, of darkness, right? But being continually amongst godly men, right? Because that's the spirit that you want to be amongst. You want to be amongst the spirit of godly men, right? Those that were moved by the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? To speak these words, to speak life, right? This the lifeline to continue to keep putting life into your vessel, you know. You got something? Carl, you can continue on that.
Yeah, back to the Matthew 10 and verse 24. It says the disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord.
You see? So that's the same thing that was being said in John 15, you know? You gotta understand there's only one way you could go about this. You can't try to climb up some other way. You can't, try to do what you think is best.
That's cool.
According to your mind, because our minds are deceitful above all things. Desperately wicked. That's why we are to trust in the Lord and what He says. trust in the Lord's word, not your own. You know, you got it. The John 10.
This is John 10:1. It says, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber.
You see? So that's telling you there's one way that you're supposed to go about this. It's through the straight and narrow. You can't just say that you believe, like the brother said, just knowing breakdowns, knowing scriptures. You got to actually do it. You know, apply it to your actions. You know, and with you being amongst those godly men, that helps you because those men may be able to see they can see you better than you can see yourself. Especially if they men that's are set up by the Lord, you know.
Not necessarily. They panic. They can see you in a way you can't see you.
Right.
But you, don't nobody should nobody know you better than you know yourself.
Kind.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's so that's a beautiful trait of being amongst godly men. You know, they can help you see certain aspects, you know what I'm saying, or in a certain way that you may not necessarily see it, you know, certain things that you may not necessarily be able to see it, you know, because the spirit work with every man, you know what I'm saying, according to them, right, and it's all for the Lord's objective, the Lord's mission, you know. So you want to be looking to make sure that you're not climbing up some other way, doing things how you want to do them. You want to do them how the Lord say to do them, because His word doesn't go out void.
You can't climb up any other way.
Right.
That's the truth. They do it.
Yeah, kind. You know, beautifully said.
And in fact, you say you can't because it's an illusion. It's not even another option to do so.
Yeah, kind. You could continue.
24,
Jump to 26.
26.
Yep.
Matthew chapter 10 and verse 26. It says, fear them not therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known.
You see? Yep. Yeah, you got it. Go ahead.
What I tell you in darkness, that speak ye in light. And what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye upon housetops.
So the word that you receive, you know, you're supposed to retain those things, and you're supposed to profess it, you know. You're not holding back your sword from blood, but you making sure that you're going on and speaking a way to where, you know, you still keeping yourself where you need to be at, you know, not getting caught up in nothing. We looking to survive to be able to get beamed up on those ships, you know, to receive the promises, the inheritance, getting those new bodies, right? Being worthy vessels of the Lord to receive that crown, right? We not looking to be, we not looking to tuck our tails, you know. We not looking to trim our waist to seek love from this world, you know, because we understand this world is wicked, right? Grab, I want to say it's 1 John 2 and 15. Love not this world. You got to continue.
Yeah, it's the book of Matthew 10 and verse 28. It says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
Yeah. This world is ran by the wicked whose house is divided against itself. A house that's already written to fall, you know, as it says in Revelation 12 and 12. You know, if you want, you can grab it.
The book of Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
There's a reason why the scriptures go on to mention the ruling of Pharaoh as the shadow of Egypt, because it's here one minute and gone the next, you know, and this world being set up as Pharaoh right? The new Pharaoh, the new ruler, right? A ruler that's not for the Lord, whose mind is completely against the Lord. You know, his world isn't founded through the Lord, so there's no foundation. There's no real foundation, right? And that's why they gonna end up falling, even with them setting all the traps that they set to try to get us, right? This isn't the time to be just being lax. You know what I'm saying? Caught up just in the flesh, actually crazy. You know, living just out. You know what I'm saying? Living after the flesh. This is the time to be building your spirit up to have discipline in the flesh. You know, because a lot's gonna happen to where it can affect you. You know what I'm saying? And affect those around you. So this the time to really take hold of all that you can take hold. Build that spiritual strength. You know? What is it? You can get that the bodily exercise real quick.
This is 1 Timothy 4:8.
Yeah.
It says, "For bodily exercise profiteth little, but godliness is profitable unto all things."
You see that godliness is profitable to all things. Why is that? Because it's the spirit that quickeneth. You know, the spirit is what gives you life. The spirit is what allows things to go in your favor. You know, so if you sowing in the spirit, right? It's like what the brother was saying. You know, you looking to get to build yourself up more, build your spirit up more. You know, you want to be sown into the spirit, so that way, you know, you in good favor to gain that mercy. You know, but you can continue, because again, it's the godliness of the spirit that's going to be able to give you life and save you. You know,
It says, "But godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that is now and of that which is to come."
you see, the things of now and that which is to come. We looking forward for the things to come, which is the end of Esau and the beginning of Jacob. You know, our reign and rule when the world and the earth is put right side up. You know, when you no longer see wickedness being promoted as it being something good and righteous. You know, where you don't got these stank ass clubs and, you know, all this the nastiness of this fake food. You know, where everything's fake, nothing's real. You know what I'm saying? Because everything about this world is polluted.
So,
Everything about this world just promotes death and decay. You got it.
Aiden to his point, a real life for the earth, because the earth is alive. The earth is not living properly. So a real life for the earth, a real life for the Israelites, a real life for all human beings, a real life for the animals. We shouldn't have animals be driving on trucks on the highways all bunched up. That's not a real life that a chicken should live. You know, though they use what they're used for, it's not a real life that no living thing goes to live on this earth, especially the most important, you know, the Israelites.
Yeah, come. So a part of this walk and a part of you turning to the Lord and going down the straight and narrow, right, is you having to deal with being hated. You know, endure being hated, endure being persecuted, being mocked and ridiculed, right? Not being able to just get along, you know what I'm saying, with everybody. You're not going along to get along, you know? We looking to be set apart from this world because this world is polluted. It's against us. But the things of this world ain't got nothing on the things to come, you know what I'm saying, with the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, that word of Jacob, you know? You finished that verse? Yeah. If you can jump to Romans 8 and verse 18.
It's Romans 8 verse 18.
Yeah.
It says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us."
You see, it's nothing compared to what's to come. You know, if you can grab Hebrews 12, and 11.
Time.
I think that's it.
You want it now?
Yeah, yep. Beautiful. You got it.
Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 11, it says, now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness.
You see, Salak. So the things that we go through right now, they not gonna be joyous, you know. But that's just like when it comes to bodily exercise. You gotta go through the pain to get the gains, you know. So you looking to go through the spiritual pains now to get the spiritual gains later, you know, because you gonna get the reward of it. You gonna get the fruit. You can reread that part again.
Yeah, Romans 12 and 11. It says, nevertheless, afterward, it is yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby.
You see? So you go
Top.
huh?
How many you got left?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
How
yep.
many you got left?
Huh?
Hebrews 12 and 11.
Yeah, I'm about to wrap up.
Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous,
You see?
but grievous.
So it's going to grieve you, right? But nonetheless, that reward comes after. You know, you got it.
Nevertheless, afterward
Sarah
it
too.
yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby.
You see? So with you going through all these things, right? You enduring you enduring the sufferings, you know what I'm saying, for the elect's sake. You understand what you're going through these things now, right? You gonna be able to receive greater, right?
That's
And-
why you want in on these things now.
Yeah.
While the place of exercise where you can get this exercise ad is open.
Yeah.
Because eventually it's gonna close and then you can't
Yep.
get on that godly level.
Yeah,
You can't
fine.
get exercise in the spirit by trials, proving and, bringing forth fruits, meat for repentance. Bringing forth the words that you're hearing that are things you are to do, things you are to put off, to prove you are, a good tree. That's why you wanna get in on this now.
Kind.
You know what I'm saying? Because it truly is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? It worked with the, I'm gonna get something too real quick, but go ahead.
Yeah, no, beautifully said. And that's what you see in the Romans 8. The sufferings of this time, of this present time aren't worthy to be compared to the glory, which is going to be revealed in us. Lord willing to be us, right? The elect, that you're going to see it through the elect, the 144,000 in the innumerable multitude. You're going to see it through those that receive the crown, and the palms. You're going to be able to see those things come to manifest.
Yeah, I got that.
You got it.
This 2 Corinthians 4 and 17. It says, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more, those that's in this truth, a far more exceeding an external weight or eternal weight of glory.
Beautiful.
So that's it, man. All right, so I'm gonna read this in the NLT. It says, for our present troubles are small and won't last very long. Yet they produce for us a glory that vastly outweighs them and will last forever. So that's why, it's a blessing to be able to, work out and deal with that pain because of the byproducts that it give you.
Kind.
Hell, the byproducts. Because you don't just look better, you feel better, you feel stronger. You see what I'm saying? So forth and so on. And then you can heal certain issues too by working out. You know what I'm saying? Certain pain you used to have is gone now because you actually dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? Which probably wasn't pleasurable. But that's why those of you that's out there and those of us that's in on this thing want to be able to get in on this exercise, while you still can, while the place of the exercise, is still open. Once it's over with, you can't get none of this. Once it ain't It's over. How you gonna get the byproduct? You can't. You know? Ain't no more trainer, ain't no more spotter, ain't no more weights to work out. You know? Ain't no more exercises being given, you know? Wherever on the level at that by that point, that's it. You got it?
And that's like a saying in the world, you don't know what you had until it's gone, you know, until you don't got it no more. And that's how you gonna see it, you know what I'm saying, for those that don't take heed to this, they gonna see, you know, when the Lord start manifesting, you know, his spirit's vengeance on a whole nother level.
Yeah,
when you start seeing more chaos happening. You got something?
I'm gonna get one more.
Come on, you got it.
That. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5, and I'm gonna start at 5. I'm gonna actually start at 6. Actually, it started 4. We fools counted his life madness. We fools counted his life madness, and his end to be without honor. God damn, man.
Let's see.
What's this? Yeah, that mug ain't cracked. How about some outside water? All right. But it says, I'm gonna keep reading
What
because
y'all
y'all
think about Judeo-Christianity?
not it.
Exactly, right? It's founded in what, 1902?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep, not it. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5, and that's the spirit. That's the example that says, we fools, we fools counted his life madness and his end to be without honor. Yeah, we out here in the cold, you know what I'm saying, being exercised, you know, to be strong and, you know, be able to deal and be able to, you know, stand in the face of things when, you know, you don't want to. Being able to be without. You know, you got some people that can, like, we're missing things, if you will, by standing up here. You know what I'm saying? And it's a great gain that comes from us doing that, because now we're able to withstand and build up some type of damn self-discipline to ourselves. You know? Now when all hell break loose, you're gonna very much need that.
Exactly.
Who you think gonna be able to do that? Those that was already being exercised with exercises that will help people be like that. That's why you want to be in on this. I was thinking about that the other day through the spirit. I'm like, man, it's a blessing. Because if you stop going outside, stop being in the elements, and, you know, every time it rains or it's cold, you're like, man, we're going to stay in today. You take it away from how much you can get out of it. That's why you want to still do things that you ought to do, that's in season to do, even when you don't want to do it, even when you're tired. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a great gain that comes from it. But reading on, so it says, how is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot among the saints? Because this how. People gonna know exactly why you on the level. They're gonna be like, yep, you was seeking the Lord, man. Y'all remember you standing right there.
Yep.
You know, and those of you that's on the outside definitely want to be a part of the ministry of Yahweh Shemiah Shah, man. The believing of, you know, Yahweh Shemiah Shah. Now, everybody gonna fucking believe when niggas' heads get blown off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The best looking broad, titties melting. You know what I'm saying? In the middle you, she on fire, you know?
Yeah.
Silicone falling out of bitches, you know, tight ass leggings, because her ass just melted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Burnt a hole in her shit, and her silicone fell out. You know, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be very realistic.
Yeah, kind.
That bitch smell like silicone. She on fire. You know?
Yeah.
Get shot in that ass, and then, you know, like, you know, shit just start hanging out. You like,
So that bitch just got popped and shit.
Yeah.
Now she got a saggy.
chunk get blew on that ass, and then the damn silicone come out. You like, oh my goodness. You know?
Yeah.
But anyway, it says,
If I can, so like this, what the brother was going on to mention.
it
You know
ain't
what I'm
the
saying?
point, but
This the part of the beauty of you turning and actually following the Lord how you supposed to. You know, this is a blessing to be able to be put in position to receive this type of strength.
it's broke. Broke. You ain't got the other one? You brought it though? It says, therefore have we have erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. It's the point where we weary ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yeah, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way, no way. You into a bunch of stuff that's not gonna actually benefit you, get you nowhere. You ain't gonna be able to get nothing out of it. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it because you was too occupied with all the other stuff. Of course you're not in shape when it's time to run because you weren't spending the time running with those running. That's why I says be continually with godly men. You're like the people you're around the most. You know, they say that, you know, in the world, you know, amongst the so-called wealthy and rich and all that. But it says, what has pride profited us, or what good hath riches? That's the spirit. What hath pride profited us, or what good hath riches with our vaunting brought us? See, that's how you know that's true. That's like a doctrine of the rich and wealthy in the world. That's why they don't surround themselves with certain people. They'll surround themselves with other people getting it. You see what I'm saying? They won't even allow it. You know? But it says, all those things are passed away like a shadow, and as a post that hasted it by, and that's it. It says, and as a ship that passes over the waves of the water, which when it is gone by, the trace thereof cannot be found, neither the pathway of the keel in the waves. So once this thing closed, like they say, last call for alcohol, that's it, man. You ain't gonna find, you know how a building to close and it says close, and some will say close and that's it. Some will say close, relocated to this. They're gonna give you the address. Because really when this closed, it ain't that, it's like we're no more. This is no more.
Right.
The things we had to go to get on the level will be no more, right? But we really in the spirit relocated. But guess what? To y'all it's gonna be closed, and although it relocates, you're not gonna get the address. You ain't gonna be able to get in on this. Now's the time. This is it. So that's it. That's the point.
Yeah,
You got it.
You got it.
It's Matthew 5, verse 10. It says, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake,
Yep.
for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
You see, those that understand you being persecuted for righteousness' sake, you go receive the kingdom.
That's it.
That's it. Continue.
It says,
Read.
blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake.
You see, again, we doing this for the Lord's sake, because he was hated, he was persecuted, you know, before us. So we expect him to go through these same things, but we understand the pain of this has a greater gain.
Yeah, you get moved.
You know, plain and simple. You can't climb up any other way. You gotta go through this. So it's important to get yourself built up and disciplined now.
Yeah, we good.
Get yourself built up and disciplined now, so that way you can receive the fruits that come with it. You know, and that's it.
You can get 1 Peter 4:13. You can bring it out when you got it.
This is 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 14 and 13.
4 and 13. Let's see.
Oh, that's it.
Partakers, 13.
Okay. 1 Peter 4 and verse 13, but rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's sufferings.
So again, rejoice, be happy, and be glad. Why?
That's about straight up, man.
It says that when his glory shall be revealed.
No, restart it because of the
Salah,
partakers
okay.
part.
Salah. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partakers of Hamashiach's sufferings.
So rejoice because you are partakers of Yahushai's sufferings. Why? Because of the fruit that is going to yield. I believe he brought that out with the Romans 8 and
You
18,
need to drop.
or is what was another
This,
one? But basically,
so that's
it
drop
yielded
leg,
much
no.
fruit.
You see, I was like,
The
the lines is
sufferings for our
basically
present.
straight.
Might as well grab it
line
again.
black
Might as
bar.
well. I'm gonna grab it.
Padot, what was that?
Oh,
What was that scripture you brought out? The Corinthians.
Keep going. You said what?
What was that? The scripture that you brought out in Corinthians that was along with the Romans 8.
The Romans 8.
I got one.
You talking about the eternal right of glory? 1 Corinthians
you get this
4 and
one.
13.
Hebrews 12. Because this one I was
That's what you
thinking
talking about?
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, 12 and 11.
Okay, got it.
So it said, rejoice because you're partakers of the cross, of the sufferings of Yahushua.
Y'all asking questions, saying I'm trying to fix this. I'm not listening to y'all right now. Go ahead, bro.
It's like,
So yeah, rejoice for this. You got it. Hebrews 12 and 11.
Hebrews 12 and verse 11, it says, now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous,
Those same sufferings and being a partaker of Yahushua's sufferings don't seem to be joyous.
but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness.
Afterward. So that's why it says, I forget, because of what it's working for you. Like the brothers were saying, in the gym, you can't reap the benefits of it. You can't get the good because you didn't put the work. You wasn't in the gym shooting with me, so you're not gonna be in my mansion with me. Because you wasn't in the trenches with me grinding and putting the work in.
What?
You didn't want to grab the cross, and then if you can also hold the enemies of the cross. You wasn't you was the enemy of the cross. You wasn't putting the work in, how they say in the world, shooting in the gym with me. You know, continue reading slide.
It says, nevertheless, afterward it yielded a peaceable fruit, the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby.
Yeah, so the ones that are have been partakers of Yahushua's sufferings, of the ridicule, the mockery, the persecution,
The knowledge, wisdom, understanding, the teachings, the instructions, you know.
all the burdens that comes with. I got one.
Responsibility, the responsibleness, the abstaining, hence, like the brother said, the sufferings.
This is Luke 6 and 23. Points in 23, I'm gonna start at 22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and shall cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. Here's a point. Be happy.
This thing, it's like a,
Be exceedingly happy and leave your feet,
supposed to be something.
leap for joy.
it's supposed to be like a,
For behold,
yeah, you're supposed to be putting
your reward is
That's
great
what
in
it
heaven. So that's how you know you're doing something right. You find it? Or no? You can just get examine thyself, whether that be in the faith. So,
I'm been on there, that's crazy.
blessed are you when you are experiencing those negative things.
Yeah, little stuff, bro.
Rejoice in that day and leap for joy. For behold, your reward is great in heaven. Your reward is not great unless you're partakers. So you can bring that out to examine.
This is 2 Corinthians 13 and 5.
I just found
It
that
says,
wow.
examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves how that Yahushua Hamashiach is in you, except he be reprobates?
So if Yahushua is in you, you're going to experience what he experienced. Like the scripture that was brought out. The world hated me, so it's going to hate you. So if Yahushua is in you, the world's going to hate you. Because if Yahushua is in you, you're going to do what he did, which was you called out this world for the evil works. You called out all the wickedness, all the evil. You rebuked all the wickedness. So they're going to hate you because you're bringing their nasty bullshit to light. They can't do their wickedness in darkness. You're making it known, so now they hate you. So examine yourself if thou be in the faith. Because if thou be in the faith, you're going to experience all those negative things. And if you aren't, examine thyself. Because that is a key, a telltale sign of you walking that straight gate, you're actually following Yahushua. Is if you're experiencing what Yahushua is experiencing. And if so, you're going to experience the good that the brothers was talking about afterward. Afterward is the peaceable fruit yielding, paraphrasing. None of this is joyous, but grievous, as it says. But afterward, you... All good? All good? Afterward, that's when you get all the benefits. So leap for joy in that day. Which ones you holding?
12.
And what was the other one? It was the other one before Hebrews. It was the yeah, it's cool. You can get a Castaway. First Corinthians 9:27. And also, if you can get without like getting, Proverbs 4:7.
Bring it out.
You want this first?
Yeah, you can bring it out.
1 Corinthians 9 and verse 47.
And another thing I'll throw in there too real quick, you gotta bear the sufferings of being able to withstand the fact, the irritation that comes with the fact everybody can't see and you the only one that can. You see what I'm saying? The majority can't see and there's only a few that can and you barely even know them. You see what I'm saying? That's a suffering. You just gotta cause some that can't, some don't, and they end up just following the crowd because they like, man, since y'all can't see it, I'm gonna dim my light. Or I'm gonna act like I can't see it, You gotta withstand that shit. Yahushua, though, he was walking with 12 men that was, in comparison to him, slow. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In comparison to him, slow, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, just throwing it out there, you got it.
You got it.
2 Corinthians 9 and 27. It says, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway.
Yeah, kind.
Yep,
It's like
because
you
these
hold-
people would damn be around foolish as all, hell, ain't never gonna get it. Wasn't never gonna get it. But then you got it and then became like them somehow. You see? Because you wasn't understanding or to where that's probably a reason why you actually just didn't partake in the sufferings of Yahushua like the brother bringing out. Because that's how you would end up being a castaway or never gathered to begin with, by never partaking in those sufferings. Like he said, you weren't shooting with him in the gym, but really Yahushua in the gym, your ass is not gonna be celebrating. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be on the court playing with him. A coach not finna come pick you up and you wasn't at practice with him when he was just running practice with, That ain't how life works. Your ass didn't come to tryouts. How the hell you gonna get on the team? You wouldn't even at least try out. And that's the majority of the people. But here it is, you made the team and everything, but you couldn't what? Withstand the sufferings. So what ended up happening? You probably stopped coming to practice. See? And then, so of course you didn't get whatever good may have came to the team, Because you ain't on the fucking team no more. You know what I'm saying? But and this is the hell team. This is a team you don't want to do that with. You got it.
You can read it again, probably sure.
1 Corinthians 9 and 27. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection.
So I keep under my body, bring it in subjection. Yeah, you got it.
Meaning bring subjected to all these things you got to subject it to. The knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to where you can actually get what you're supposed to get out of this.
Lest that by any means when I have preached to others.
And it says your body. So that means your works, your actions, your speech, your mind. You know what I'm saying? your appetite. You know what I'm saying? Your habits. You got to bring your whole body into subjection. You know what I'm saying? Because one, you can't have, you know, your words there, but your actions not. You know what I'm saying? Your actions is word, and your actions and words there, but your heart not. You don't. You know what I'm saying? Meaning you don't truly want to do it. You gotta all be there, bro.
Otherwise, you'd be a hypocrite, like the Pharisees. That's why Yahushua said, "Do as they say, but not as they do," because those are castaways. Because they're preaching one thing, but they're doing some other shit. Like the example, Gorilla Hebrew. Now he doing what he doing.
Yep, he didn't bring his body into subjection. And it's a process. The Lord don't expect it immediately, but that's why he expect you to keep growing at it. He'll notice when your ass ain't growing no more. We can actually get that prayer, but we ain't gotta get it though. When Yahushua seen that one tree that wasn't growing no more, and then it was like, Lord, give it time. You know what I'm saying? Not the one when he went and just made it wither away, but it's another one where he was basically told or requested to give it time. Like, man, shit, you ain't this motherfucker, you know? That's what they sitting back watching. All right? Well, go ahead, bro. And it's because that's serious. Great example with the Al-Azhar and examples that was said prior, you know, that I was used to say. But the things you got to bring, it's more things you got to realize. It ain't just actions and speech and heart. You know what I'm saying? Like sincerity. Like you shouldn't just be like, yeah, that's it. You know? Because that means you probably ain't really all in on this thing. How about you fucking check the list and see? You know? He gonna tell you every damn thing. You know? You got it, man.
It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and 7. It says wisdom is the principal thing.
That's some lazy shit, man. The Lord hate a slothful ass motherfucker, man. You know? I hate you niggas, bro. I hate it. Cause once you see yourself fail and then you see and accept the reasons why you fail, you know, laziness is always a part of that shit somehow. So then you try to pass that knowledge on to somebody else and they don't fucking adhere to it, just drive you. You like, nigga, this the source. That's how you know Yahushua is gonna be so pissed when he come back. Cause he's like, man, this shit everywhere. The real issue is people just lazy. They try to just put it on Jake. Esau, you lazy. He was just too lazy to hold on. You know? Too lazy to think. Too lazy to, you know, examine. Laziness, slothfulness will ruin you, bro. It will ruin you, bro. You won't even tell somebody some shit you supposed to tell them because you was just being too fucking lazy. You was being slothful.
In that parable with the talents, the slothful servant was called wicked. So slothfulness is synonymous with wickedness.
Some shit that be in your power to do, you never get done because if you really look at it, it's you being lazy. I don't care if that was the main thing or not. I guarantee it's in the damn ingredients. And in the ingredients of failure, right, all failures, I guarantee you always gonna find slothfulness, aka laziness, as a common denominator in all type of failures. You ain't get the chick because you was too fucking lazy. Of course, you ain't want to. And then a man admit that, like, yeah, I wasn't trying to hop over. You know how they say the saying go, you gotta hop over shit and do all this shit to get her.
Jump through
Yeah, I was too
hoops
lazy
and
to do
shit,
that. I can admit that. But again, a common denominator to a failure is there. And then I'll check that with everything. You know? A lot of niggas, you watch niggas in the finals and the playoffs and they lose, you be like, why didn't he just switch? Niggas be breaking their TVs, like what the, you know? Y'all couldn't just why wouldn't you just call the timeout? Why wouldn't you just stop, bro? Lazy. Go ahead.
Made me think of a just man fall up 7 times and get up. You know, the word get up, you know, and get back up again. But a wicked man will just fall in mischief.
Yeah, it say he won't plow by reason. When it's cold, he won't plow by reason of cold because of his slugging. It says get that real quick. A slothful man won't plow by reason of cold. It's in Proverbs. You know. Then there's another one that tells you he'll just turn over in the bed Lord compare you to a slow turning doorknob, all type of stuff. Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 20 and 4.
Yeah.
It says the sluggard
See, that's a lazy, slothful person, a sluggard. Go ahead.
will not plow by reason of the cold.
He not gonna do the work because he too late, because it's cold, because he's too lazy to just deal with the weather. He's too lazy to try to just take the precautionary steps to where he can do the work in the cold. Go get some gloves. He too lazy.
What it say?
He too lazy to even consider, look, I can actually
Okay,
do
you
this
can,
work
grab
if I just take the
enemies of the cross.
the steps to,
Philippians
you know.
3 and
You
18.
gotta do this to make it work.
Yeah, to
If you're not willing to
compensate.
do it,
He ain't even. He just so lazy. He not going through all of that. He won't even do it. We gonna get hand warmers, gloves, boots,
whatever it
insulated. We gonna be out here. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. You know, unless it's just, you know, you gotta be over righteous. I caught pneumonia doing this. You know what I'm saying? Didn't even know I had it. You know? Keep going.
Yeah. It says the sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold. Therefore shall he beg and harvest and have nothing.
See? So when it's time, so exactly. So, nigga, when it's time to whatever it is to have to leave the damn house, you ain't gonna be able to because your damn driveway still packed with snow. You know? That's just a little simple example. Now, how much more somebody trying to make it work with this, trying to get on the shit? You ain't gonna do it because you was too busy, too lazy to just search the video. You know what I'm saying? To hit the brother up that gave you the channel. You know what I'm saying? So forth and so on. You know? You was too lazy to fucking pray. Too lazy to fast. You know? Because you like, it's gonna interfere, then my kids gonna be bothering me and shit. Like, man, you know, that's laziness. So when you don't get a lot of stuff done, AKA fail, the common denominator to all types of failures and, you know, all type of instances where you didn't get stuff done, you're gonna find what? Laziness, bro. That's it. You finished?
Yeah, that was it on the scripture.
This is following a point that the brother's making. Sirach 33 and 27, it says, send him to labor that he be not idle.
Yeah, and this truth teach you, this truth is it's the number one labor you're gonna do. So this, he said you send him to labor so he don't be idle. You know, because that's dealing with, like, you know, like they say, idleness is the devil's playground. An idle mind is the devil's playground. But pretty much what came to my mind originally, I'm just saying, I ain't gonna say that's what that means, but this truth teaches you not only, it teaches you to not be idle. It doesn't just prevent you from not being idle. It teaches you to not be idle. You see what I'm saying? You learn a lot of things that actually stops you from being what? Lazy. Matter of fact, where you was at, Sirach 30 and what?
That was 33 and 27.
33 and 27.
Yep.
It says, yeah, this is in the GNT. Check this out. It says, keep him at work and don't let him be idle. Idleness can only teach. See? So this truth teaches you, right? This labor. It says, idleness can only teach him how to make trouble. You know? So this word teaches you to not be lazy. You learn why you don't want to be lazy doing this. You learn the good of getting up, putting your boots on and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, fuck that. Get it done. You learn, you learn a lot when you actually hear. Well, look, when your body in subjection though. If your body not fully in subjection, like you physically standing here, but your heart somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? Man, I'm hungry. I want to do what my bitch doing. My kids. I gotta go. You know, all this gay ass shit. I don't want to order that stuff. Is we finna close yet? You know what I'm saying? Lazy. You know what I'm saying? That's what, you know, he ain't gonna have when it's time to have.
And that's the complete wrong spirit. And, you know, that's why it's associated with wickedness.
That's a lukewarm nigga to the Lord. And he hates your ass. He hates you more than a nigga that ain't nothing. You know? That's it.
You got it. You can bring it back out.
Proverbs.
Yeah.
Proverbs chapter 4 and 7, it says, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and with all thy getting, get understanding.
And that's the key point as far as the understanding, because that'll prevent you from falling out or doing things that aren't convenient.
Can I say this too real
Yeah.
quick?
Yep.
A damn woman, the reason why relationships don't work because motherfucker too lazy in a relationship. You know, the woman too goddamn lazy. Reason why you fat because you too goddamn lazy. And I ain't just talking about a relationship no more, I'm just talking about in general. Reason why you fat is because you too goddamn lazy. Reason why the relationship ain't growing and you know what I'm saying, he ain't all into you because you fucking, not all in you because a man really shouldn't even be all in you. But quiet as kept, he really feel you. He really feeling you. You know what I'm saying? That's how a real man would be. You know what I'm saying? But I should be able to have the baddest thing on my arm and it's like I don't got her. That's what it say about the men of the Lord. Though they that have wives beards, they don't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you able to rest assured as that woman on his arm, right? And knowing you that bad woman, you see what I'm saying? Because you done put the work in. You see what I'm saying? You want to know why you ain't sure if you that bad woman in his mind? You know what I'm saying? It's because you too lazy to put in the work to make sure, to where you will know that. You know? For the sisters out there. All right? That's it.
So yeah, like the scripture brought out, with all thy getting, get understanding. Without understanding, you don't have a sure foundation. You don't understand what's going on. And this is a scripture that the brother Padal brings out a lot.
I said another thing too real quick.
Yep.
Another reason why you women, you cheat so goddamn much and you sluts, because you lazy. You see what I'm saying? One of the reasons why you keep having a bunch of babies by random ass niggas, because you lazy.
Lazy to fucking put thought into this shit.
Yeah.
You actually want, desire, actually need. And
Yeah, if this nigga something,
Exactly.
you too lazy to vet niggas. You know why you got that disease now? Because you was too lazy. See?
Yep.
It show you that laziness is multifaceted.
You can
man.
bring that out
You
actually.
keep, I'm telling you, you're gonna find it everywhere.
Enemies. So you can bring out the enemies that are across the slide.
Why I still ain't got, yeah, you been running for weeks, bro, but I still got this belly. Wanna know why? Because you been lazy. You only been, like, nigga, let's look a little further
No,
now.
exactly. It's like lifting, like, right? You know how you lift, you got a goal, like, yeah, I'm gonna do 10. But that ain't making you stronger necessarily. You gotta
want-
push to you.
Go ahead, go
You gotta
ahead.
push to you can't go no more. It's like a laziness even within doing something.
You wanna know why the fuck? And I always do this. You speaking to brother Fern. But anyway, just add though. I'm literally listening to y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's a spirit. But anyway, it ain't me, but you wanna know why your car ain't fixed? Because you're too lazy, bro. You think about it, you know? I'm not gonna think about it for you. We can think about it together, but guess what? That's gonna take not being lazy. So why don't you just not be lazy?
No, exactly.
I want y'all to help me think, okay, brother, so we gotta not be lazy, right? But what about when you're on your own? See? Stop being damn lazy, bro. Your house stink because your house don't always smell good because you too lazy to make sure that it's just not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. It take work and not, you can't be lazy and be a king. It don't go hand in hand. You can't be lazy and have nice things. It don't go hand in hand. You can't be lazy and think you're gonna be disciplined. How the hell you gonna be, imagine a lazy damn black belt, you know what I'm saying? You can't. How the hell you get that? Now, in tune and, you know, within, you know, accurate and, you know, everything precise and precision, man. You know why the meal didn't really taste like nothing? Because you was too damn lazy, man. This is so the end point, right? The reason why majority Jake gonna get destroyed, right? When you go into all their lives is laziness, you know? Because they all heard So why the hell you ain't, so sister, why did you die? You know?
Right.
Now,
I feel like
Now they was talking about in the in Book of Eli. You gonna say something?
No, you got it. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say in the Book of Eli when they was talking about the world before.
yeah.
It's like, she's like, did you go blind before or
Right,
after?
right,
you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Niggas gonna be like, why you die? You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Because everybody gonna know. Because you say you gonna have a shame if you will. Ain't gonna be no crying and stuff no more in the kingdom. But motherfuckers gonna know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't make it. You know?
You know how many women?
And I ain't necessarily saying in the kingdom. I'm just saying like, a lot of niggas gonna be like on the streets like missing limbs and hungry. Nigga like, And it's like, so why you ain't make it? You know what I'm saying?
It's the spirit, because what he had said, he was like, you go blind during the war or by the sun after. You know, that was like one of my favorite things, because how they wrote the script. He talked about the sun split the sky open. You know what I'm saying? Came down and stored everything. You know. I just say that because it's all coming down to, the Lord come down to, you know what I'm saying, make that judgment. Is it gonna be, you know what I'm saying, you getting judged by dying because of your slothfulness, because your laziness, you know what I'm saying, or did you actually put in the work to make it happen?
And to get it back to your point he was making, I don't know if you finished reading that. Like you said, you bring that whole body into subjection. Because we got here off me saying off of that, like it ain't just a few things you gotta bring your body in subjection to. You shouldn't be lazy and just be like, yeah, it's just the three he said. You know what I'm saying? Like have some diligence and see if it realizes it's truly more. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't probably the fundamentals, but come on, bro. Don't be lazy. So in order to truly do that, you can't be lazy. In order to truly bring your body into subjection, you cannot be lazy. You know? And that's why you're going to have an elite of the elite, right? Or a governing body amongst the 1/3. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have the chosen people, then you're going to have the chosen of the chosen. You know? It's a diligence thing.
Got some of this. Bernie put off the weak nation. Okay. You bring this one out? The Second
And that show you
Thessalonians
too.
3:10.
That's it. I said through the spirit, you can't be a king and be lazy. That show you too. Solomon wasn't lazy, cause he had to find out all this stuff. Yahushua wasn't lazy. Go ahead.
You got it. Yeah.
This is Second Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 10. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither shall he eat.
So if any would not work, then that's talking about laziness, not wanting to do anything, and you're not going to eat, so you won't get rewarded. You can't get anything because you didn't do anything. If any would not work, be lazy, you won't have anything at all, because you didn't do anything. You continue.
It says, for we hear that there are some which walk among you disorderly. It says, working not at all, but are busybodies.
Yep, working not at all, but are busybodies. Working not at all, but you're doing stuff. Ultimately, you're not doing anything at all because everything you're doing is vain. Vain and vanity.
It ain't the works of the Lord.
Yeah, it's not the works of the Lord, which is the only work that matters. The only works that is regarded. You know, you did a whole bunch of stuff, but none of it was regarded. And now the Lord looks at you as lazy and slothful. You didn't do anything because none of it was regarded. Busybodies, but working not at all. And because you didn't work, you won't eat and reap anything positive. You're not gonna be able to eat anything at all. No food.
Work the works.
St. John chapter 9 in verse 4, it says, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day.
So you work in the works that he told you to do. That Yahweh Shemel Shai told you to do that are actually regarded as true work.
And it shows you just take discipline. Because you can do a whole lot of nothing. You can end up doing a whole lot of nothing, or some of something and basically more so nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because why? It take a discipline. You have to stay on top of yourself, making sure, okay, is everything I'm doing leading to salvation, or of me keeping myself in position to get salvation? That takes discipline, but it just simply, it takes you having to put forth effort or not be lazy to stay on top of that, you know? Niggas be like, I'm just gonna eat, you know. But whole forget, they just made a promise, they on a diet. They dedicated to losing weight. What the fuck you doing with all those mashed potatoes in your mouth and, you know, gravy and bread and biscuits and shit, you know? That quick.
And then that scripture that was read, examine thyself, whether that be in the faith. That takes work to actually examine yourself instead of just assuming because you've been hitting the highways or because you're still amongst brothers or whatever you're doing that you're still in the faith.
Yeah, examine if your body is in subjection. Because to be in the faith is to truly what? Be bringing your body in subjection. So when you go back to examine yourself, you should be seeing, is that happening? Because again, it ain't all gonna be in one day. But can you look and see, okay, you know, when you look at your works, are you doing more of things that lead to salvation, or, you know, is it a mix? And then if it is, what's the ratio? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's a bad ratio, like, okay, is it at least changing? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're not doing that, guess what? The Lord gonna do it for you. And he doing it anyway. He watching and seeing your ass do it. If, you know, how long you gonna play with it? You're like, all right. And it usually results in a chastisement come. Like, didn't I tell your ass? He's like, oh shit, you know? You're like, oh shit, all right. And then it'll just be for some mugs, they just out. They don't fuck with everybody the same. They saying the truth. I mean, my bad in the world. This is saying the ones, Jake, favor ain't fair. You know? Mm-hmm. Favor ain't fair. That's what black people say. Favor ain't fair. That's how you know Jake full of shit. Because that means, you know, he don't full of everybody. Like, same niggas that tell you favor ain't fair, act like they don't get this. You got it.
Let me see, read that. The Philippians.
So again, bringing yourself into subjection would be examining and see if you're in the faith. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Because if you told to bring yourself into subjection, but you also told to examine and see if you're in the faith, that means really to see if you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? If you're bringing yourself into subjection. You know? So it's serious. Now, how the hell would you even do that if you never even took the time because you was too lazy to see what the hell is it all that you must bring yourself into subjection to? You would never get to that point. And that's why some end up never examining themselves. Because they know that, you know, what the fuck, what's the cross sheet? You know what I'm saying? Right. They like, yeah, I know me, but I don't know what the fuck they're talking about because they never took the time. So when you examine yourself, you basically like, okay, I'm here, this is me, and this is who I'm supposed to be. They don't even have that paper. You know what I'm saying? Or they was giving it to them, they don't know where it's at. And yet they, you know, I'm telling you, bro. And that's how niggas end up disappearing. Out. You know? Talk to a motherfucker, niggas just ain't right, you know?
So you want to bring it out?
You start listening to yourself and then, you know, be like, yo, I ain't really, you know.
Bring that one out. I was thinking about it.
You know? I don't care. You like indifferent almost.
You got it.
It's the second Ezra 14 and verse 14. It says, it's like starting at 13. Now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of men. Put off now the weak nature.
Yep. Put off now the weak nature, which is the old man, which is laziness and slothfulness and wickedness. A weak nature is you
not examine yourself, you dang, it's tweaking. A weak nature is being
The
slothful.
wrong traits, basically.
Trace that's not a king. You not examine yourself, you not bring yourself into subjection, doing all the things that are of discipline.
A princess wouldn't act like that, nor a prince. And you know that. You just too lazy to do it. Nigga claiming the name, but not in game. You know what I'm saying? You know.
And that's weakness. That's to be put off. That's all it said. That's all I
It's a
got.
responsibility to act like a king. Like, damn, this king shit hard.
Yeah, it take more than what people say. Just saying the title, I'm a king. Like more love to say that, but don't nobody want the responsibilities.
This royal shit hard. Cause you actually gotta have integrity, you know, actually gotta, you know, think the part and look the part. You know what I'm saying? That's kinda, you know, that take diligence. You know what I'm saying?
They said, cleanliness is is a close to godliness. Paraphrasing that phrase.
You know, another thing too, the spirit is showing right now. You can't, a lot of us don't want to. We can see why people don't want to be a soldier, because you can't be lazy doing that either. Nigga too lazy to guard his life. Act like people crazy. You know what I'm saying? Carry that people crazy. Well, I gotta look over my shoulder too much. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Make sure the doors, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? Watch what I'm saying. You know, brothers talking about the phone and all that, making sure this ain't, you know, because they can, you know, that's niggas don't want to do all that.
That's like what
And
you had, Slaki. That's like what you had went on to mention a couple weeks back. Why like Jake go on to walk by when they know against the truth, you know, because they know if they acknowledge it, they gotta do it. They gotta do it.
You can bring out the enemies of the cross, Baba Gashar.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in a committed relationship. You wanna know why? Because you're too lazy. Both of y'all. You got it?
Yeah.
You rather fornicate. No strings attached.
No, exactly. That's more his thought process.
Niggas,
The motherfuckers
lames.
really don't want to fucking deal with shit.
Jake degenerates. You got it?
You got it.
Philippians 3:18. For many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now I tell you even weeping,
Yep.
that they are enemies of the cross.
Yep.
The enemies of the cross, so they are an enemy. They're adverse to work, to doing things like the brother said, looking over your shoulder, make sure you're on your P's and your Q's. Behaving like a soldier is too much. Enduring.
Righteous is too much.
So what?
Doing things that are righteous.
I
Yeah.
can't do this. Look out for my life shit. This shit hard. I don't know how y'all do that shit. Y'all
Stuff like that. And
actually give a fuck about shit.
So like that was Cain.
that shit take too much.
Am I my brother's keeper?
No, that was some other. Cain would be a good example where he gave that bogus ass sacrifice.
Yeah.
Because it said you can't offer a lamb without blemish, right? So I mean you gotta thoroughly make sure,
The land is right.
It's like we get the Passover, we go in there, I find the best, we
Cause he gave some fruit, right? It was some fruit.
Yeah, he gave some, I forget what he gave some bullshit. You know,
Right,
like,
yeah,
it's some
exactly.
shit, you know?
Yeah.
Quicker.
Yeah.
You know, so he
Gave
grabbed some and
McDonald's or some shit.
he gets,
They gave him a Whopper, you know what I'm saying? A Big Mac. Told some, huh?
Yeah, like-
you're a child, motherfuckers, they be stingy as hell, because they gotta learn how to share and shit. They like, give me or they give you one. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, they give you a crumb or some shit. Like, you don't give me, I done bought these and these. You know,
like here.
have a whole conversation, cussing them out and shit, like, you know.
That was like a
You
trend.
stingy with me.
That was like a trend on social media with
Parents.
parents they get
Yeah,
three.
right.
They get like 3 cookies and
oh yeah, they
You know
gotta,
what I'm talking about?
they gotta disperse it.
shit. Yeah. You got the mom, the dad, and the kid, right? And they put out 3 plates, and they cover each plate, right? On dad's plate they got 1 cookie. On his plate, the little boy plate, you know what I'm saying, the kid plate, they got 2 cookies. And on the mom plate there ain't no cookies.
I think I seen that.
They try to see how the kid gonna respond. Is he gonna share one of the cookies he got? But you gonna hold that shit, you know?
Now he ain't at that point. They be on bullshit.
Yeah. Nah, cause there was I wanna say majority of them, it was the little kid like, oh, it's mine and shit, you know? Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
laziness. It's like it's an aspect of laziness. So, but that, again, we only mentioned Cain because you mentioned Cain.
Right, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, yeah, you know. But you got
You
it.
can read it again.
Kind
In order to give a good sacrifice or a good gift, you can't be lazy, right?
Yeah. You put thought into a good gift.
Yeah, look.
You gotta go find, you know,
Yeah,
you
you might go to the first store and they might have it, but it might not be
Right.
Exactly.
So you gotta drive your ass to the next store and they
Right.
might not have it. But it's like
So that
Like,
goes in,
man, I don't even care about bro like that.
right. And that's the word.
Care about my bitch.
That's the word I was going to use. It shows how much care that you will have depending on how far you will go. And that's tied into the Lord. How much care do you have for the Lord, His word, what He said? Are you too lazy? And then you'll be an enemy of the cross. This is too much. Following the Bible and the laws is too strict. I got to go out my way. It's too stern. I can't do nothing.
I don't like my wife. I don't like my wife like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it like that. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta go on my way to find some lawful food, or I gotta go on my way to find a skirt,
that's
a
it.
dress.
That's it.
It's not hard. It's really not hard. You can go on the internet and find modest apparel for this, modest apparel for that. It's not hard. Women say this shit all the, you know. You can read it again.
It's work, but it ain't hard. It's light. It's a light burden.
Right, because say my mom would tell me all the time, if it was something that you want to do, then you'll do that shit quick, like homework or something. Like stuff that people really want to do, they put the time and effort into it.
Right, exactly.
Mugs go on these trips and stuff. They researching the hotels in the nearest location, like a location across the world. You pinpoint the location closest to your resort or whatever,
Yeah.
which is a whole task because you gotta, you know, look at the map and look at the addresses. See,
I planned the kids' play date, so we got this at 11, that at, you know, people just full of shit, bro.
that's what, you know, that wise to do wickedness and wise to do evil. You crafty and you got all the answers for stuff that's not work at all. Being busybodies, not doing no real work at all.
I got something. Yeah, and it's like what you realize is this work actually makes life easier. Because when you actually being lazy, you just making your life worse.
That's why you want to be in this, because it teach you this. That's how we able to talk about this.
It's on Matthew
Like the
11.
scripture you read, Sirach 33, 27, you got it.
Matthew 11 and 28 says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden."
You got it. We're going to close. Go ahead.
It says that I will give you rest.
That's the spirit, though.
It says, "Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly of heart, and you shall find rest to your souls." So the Lord said, learn of him, because he gonna make the burden that you have light, the labor that you have easier, through having what? Understanding, through having knowledge. Verse 30 says, "For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." So this truth actually making our life easier. Being truly considerate makes it easier. You're not buying this cheap ass fabric over and over again that breaks. You go buy something that withstands time.
I just attract all the wrong guys all the time. You don't know why, because you're too lazy to make sure you don't. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
You bring it out one last time.
Philippians
That's
3
all I
and
got.
18.
That's it?
For many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are enemies of the cross of Mashiach.
Can't say it no better now. You got it.
Yeah, enemies of the cross, of the burden. Even after Yahushua said he gonna make it light, he gonna make the burden easier, you're still an enemy of it.
Fucking lazy.
You know what I'm saying? You know, fuck you. You know,
Yeah.
Lord say fuck you. Like,
Yeah.
I made it easy. You still can't take my burden upon me. And he said you're not worthy of me. You're not gonna be sitting with Yahushua. You're not gonna sit in Yahushua's mansion because you wasn't with him shooting in the gym. So you're not worthy to be in his presence no more. Because you was an enemy of his cross. You know, you couldn't share his burdens, and you know, that's it.
If I can read the next verse, it says, "Whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly." It says, "And whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things." That like earthly things is like you living after the flesh. You live after the flesh, that's you living in death. You know? you minding the spiritual things. 'Cause I want to say that in the same chapter, talk about the conversations in the heavens. You know, like the conversations in the heavens is what give life. You know, like how the brother said, you learning this and knowing this is how you learning this to know this, to understand this is what helps you to see this actually make life easier.
So you're gonna be that's it. So you're gonna be able to put off those problems once you for real, once you stop putting them off, meaning stop being lazy, and you're gonna be able to be ready for that day. You know, be stronger as these evil days continue to grow. Once you stop being lazy and do the things you need to do to where that's the case. So, Lord, whether you got something out of this, we're gonna close out. Call Halam La.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kadash.
All right. So next time we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Baba Ball.
Baba Ball.